Alright, this is a take two of the TWAB thing, because I realized I talked for way too long. I was going off on tangents. So yeah, the TWAB brought about a lot of nerfs, and it hurts. Oh baby, it hurts. Personally, I don't really use auto reloading that much because I don't really play Hunter or sorry Titan or Warlock. But okay, so if you don't know, what they're doing now is instead of Lunafaction boots like doing this, it's just gonna make you reload faster when you stand inside a rift. Probably give you like something like an outlaw perk when you reload inside a rift. So Izanagi is probably gonna be top dog, and that's probably gonna get nerfed eventually too. But I'm not gonna really go off the nerfs, more of the idea of it really. Um, like because this is more not necessarily about the 12, but the way this game is going, it scares me. Now, the reason why the nerfs I don't really care about is that at the end of the day, it's Bungie's game. It doesn't matter how hard you can play on the forums or what you do or how hard you scream, because you're just screaming to an abyss. They don't. Again, they can take back. They can take or leave your feedback. It's not required of them to listen to us, the player base. They can do whatever the fuck they want. You know, so so that's why I just learned to fucking just roll with the punches. If something gets nerfed, I'm still gonna use it if I like it. If Izanagi's eventually gets nerfed because it's gonna be too good or something, even Whisper Out's got nerfed, I still use it. So just that's why I just say take it on the chin, roll with the fucking punches. Even though it sucks that you can't stack damage, it's understandable at the same time because one phasing bosses is raid boss is pretty ridiculous. But on the same end, Bungie, for the love of God, can you please design your raid bosses any differently? Every single, even like strike bosses, every single boss you have in the game has a huge ass hitbox, has a huge ass head, stands still. Just it's like literally every raid since D1. Vault of Glass, Atheon, get the relic, stand in the middle, shoot at bots with the debuff. Crota's End which was different. What I liked about Crota's End is as long as you had a gun that could take out the shields, you still got it, right? So Crota's End and King's Fall are two different raids because at least in the case of King's Fall is that there wasn't really a gear check. Of course, the thing that's like about King's Fall is that you were capped. You couldn't really go fast in that raid, at least when it came to orcs, because the only way to damage them was through the blades, the bombs or whatever. So it didn't matter if you had like the almost optimal setup. That's why a lot of people didn't like King's Fall. That didn't because if someone fucked up once, it kind of fucked up the entire run. But like I kind of wish you had raids more like that, where it wasn't necessarily the weapons that you're doing, more of the mechanics. Like as long as you knew what you're doing, doesn't matter what you bring in there. Um, but yeah, like Scourge of the Past, like every single boss, raid boss, most of them is bosses immune to damage or take significantly reduced damage. Get a debuff, stand still, shoot the shit out of the boss, rinse and repeat until boss is dead. So that's why when it comes to all reloading perks, to be fair, they're way too strong. If you guys didn't think it was gonna get nerfed, then I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. There's no way they're gonna keep auto reloading in this game. The fact that they had in the first place is just blew my mind. I don't know why. I know they buffed it so that it became like how strong as it is, which I still don't know why they did, but still. Um, but yeah, it's more of a symptom of the game design just being so shitty and so bland and so. You're begging for rifts to be spammed down. Oh man, you're telling me for Galor and all to do is just stand and shoot at the boss? Wow, might as well use well in Luna factions, but again, I keep repeating myself, but you get the point. It's more of a like with Whisper. Whisper was only good in the raid, or like Whisper's only using things like raids and Nightfall bosses because all they do is just stand still. All they do is just stand still, and guess what? If they stand still, it's easy for me to hit them in the head, and they have a huge head. So boom, 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 Whisper wins. Like you're telling me you're going out to patrol or you're going to Crucible, you see people using Whisper, or going to store missions, you see people using Whisper? No, it's good because the circumstances with it in which it's been created, or like the environment's been, is really optimal for that kind of play, which is stand still and shoot something in the face until it dies. So that's why when it comes to these nerfs, I don't give a fuck. It's yes, I get it. Oh, players shouldn't be one phasing bosses, but at the same time, maybe you should actually make your game like bosses actually fucking unique or something. And again, I know that designing a game isn't easy because I've never designed one myself. But like, come on, man, just can the raid boss for Shadow King can the Black Garden boss not just fucking? I swear, it's gonna be something like this. You stand on a plate, on a vexing plate, shoot the heart, whatever, rinse and repeat, whatever. Um, but again, the save of this game just worries me because after reading the director's cut, after I kind of went hypocritical when I said in one of the last rant video because I I was too afraid of being overly negative and being quote unquote toxic that I kind of walked back on my words when I really didn't want to. Because again, I try to be in the middle. I try not to be an optimist or a pessimist. I try to be a realist. And if you go on the forums, you basically have one or the other. Either someone's Bungie like never can do no wrong, and some people are Bungie can never do no right. So that's why I try to be in the middle. But again, like listening back to my previous videos, I just sounded so overly negative. And I try not to be negative, but when you look at the state of the game, it just makes me negative because it just feels like shit. So like the way I want to put it is like this. Think about it like this. The director's cut came across to me as someone complaining that their job is hard. Now, there's nothing wrong with that innately, but it doesn't look good. There's a difference between something not being like, of course people don't like their jobs or people think it's tough, but there's some things you just keep it to yourself. Like I would know, because maybe I should do a story time about one of my, because basically I had a job and I didn't want to keep doing it. So instead of just saying, "Hey boss, I just kind of want to leave my work. These are my 2 weeks I'm gonna leave." I went on this life story about, oh man, it's hard commuting on a train and a bus and all this shit, and it just came off across to me as being like a whiny little bitch. And you think I'm ever gonna get a letter of recommendation from that place? No. So like same concept is here. Like, sure, it makes you more human, I guess, to empathize with whatever, but it doesn't come across as good. Like remember, like again, it doesn't look good. Luke Smith, it doesn't look good that you're saying, man, making this game is hard and we're gonna make even less content because the season pass, the annual pass took too much out of the team. The annual pass that no one really liked outside of the season opulence took too much out of the team. So it's like, what the fuck? So that's why the director's cut scared me. What really scared me, this one line is here. They said, we want Destiny to be a game where you should have been there when. Instead of, you know what I mean? Like the best moments are you should have been there when. And it's just such a shitty attitude. It's almost comes across to me as elitist. Like, it doesn't help the game. What helps the game about saying, hey Blueberry, oh, he should have been there when a fucking Black Hammer was in its full power and you got to craft them out and shoot all this. Oh, he should have been there when Luna factions weren't nerfed to the ground and Whisper was overpowered as shit. You should have been there when, like, I like those moments, but those moments should be as a way to draw someone in. Like, okay, you should be like, oh man, you should have been there when Vex when the class was broken as shit and it was overpowered, but you should be here now because we have good shit. Like, oh man, you should be here now because there's a thing called Black Hammer is pretty fucking cool, and there's this cool raid called Quarter that you can actually solo if you know what the fuck you're doing. So I find that logic so mind-boggling that they want it to be you should have been there when instead of you should have been here now. You should have been there or been here now. Such a shitty ideology. It's so stupid. How can you? Why would you ever say that? Like, and how is no one losing their shit over that? Like, that's such a dumb fucking statement. It just blows my mind. That's their mission statement. That's their mission statement as of now, is that you should have been here then or when. And it all goes back to the whole entire the way this game is going is kind of shitty. Because look at the battle pass. I don't give two shits about the battle pass. But what scares me about the battle pass, outside of like, oh look, wow, surprise, surprise, armor that actually looks pretty decent is locked behind the battle pass. Like with Eververse. What scares me is that, look at Eververse. Taken King came out. And for the life of me, I will never understand why it's a logical fallacy to say slippery. Like in an argument, when it comes to English class, when it comes to like debating someone, you can never use slippery slope argument. Like you can't say, well, A will lead to B, B will lead to C, right? In real life, I don't know why you can't use it, because it's been proven so many times. And this game is a perfect example. Look at fucking Eververse. Emotes. All it was emotes. Look at it now. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is look at it now. Look at Destiny 2 Year 1. Look at it now. What makes me afraid is that they're going to put more effort into the battle pass than the content itself, than Shadowkeep itself. Also because the fact that content will be disappearing after season, which is crazy, because I don't know why I'd pay for something that's going to disappear soon. And they're going to say, oh, because of size, I'll talk about it later, but it's just if you told me when Taken King came out, hey, 3 years or I guess 4 years from now, you're going to have a battle pass, content that's going to be removed, the next big expansion is going to be mostly just shit you've already seen before, I'll be like, no, you're fucking lying. Why would this game, or Destiny's going to go in the direction of you should have been there when, instead of you should be here now. I'd be like, oh, that's shitty. Why would you ever play a game like that? But look where we are now. It's just, it's so fucking depressing. I've come to accept the fact that this game will never be what it's supposed to be, or never be what I want it to be. Like 10 years, one disc will never be a reality ever, or so I've grown to accept it, but it's just I find it so weird that people can just say, oh, there's nothing wrong, or oh, this paying $10 will be good because oh, it's only $10, and even though it's gonna disappear forever, the rewards will somehow rotate back in. It's like if you think about this, the way it sounds like is that the next year is gonna be Shadowkeep, Undying. Undying is going to be removed. Then the next season is going to be removed. So all you're going to have is that season and Shadowkeep, and you're probably going to be done with Shadowkeep because it's going to be like a Rise of Iron expansion, not like Forsaken, right? So you're probably going to be done with Shadowkeep within a month, and you're probably going to be done with Season Pass even faster. So then you're gonna have you're gonna just have this constant drought of shit. Like, oh well, at least at least I'm bored. I can go back to Menagerie. That might not be an option in the future. At least I'm not saying they're gonna remove the Menagerie, but I'm saying like in the future there's like an activity they just might remove it because removing it. It makes me sad. But again, going back to the space. What always bugs me is that Bungie's like too afraid. It's so weird that they're like it's funny because I don't like comparing Warframe to Destiny because there's a whole slew of that's just a whole can of worms. The games aren't even fucking the same. Like fundamentally they're not even the same thing. But people like to compare them. But the one thing I do like to compare is the development team. I find it funny that DE is too ambitious while Bungie is too conservative. It's so fucking funny. Like, DE is so ambitious that they'll make all these game modes and shit that they'll leave to die because they don't fucking update them. But Bungie is too ambitious to go out there and do something, and they'll just rely on the same old formula. That's why every raid's the fucking same, right? Or everything that's overpowered is always going to be the same. Like, every exotic that's good is going to be exotic that gives you back X super energy, or X are going to give you damage, right? Because, like, look at this game now. Back in D1, you didn't have to have a damage perk for the gun to be good, right? But now it's almost mandatory on half these fucking guns. But I'm getting off track. But the point is what I'm saying is, instead of Bungie saying, hey, we are going to remove this content because it's going to take up too much space, and we don't want to take up too much space on people's consoles. Why not say, fuck it. You want to go full MMORPG? Why not go all in and say, fuck it, we're going to put all this content in here, we're going to take up so much space on your fucking console that this is going to be the only game you're going to play on your console, and it's going to be worth it. I would rather have a game that takes up so much space that I can't play anything else, but it is worth it, that is addicting, that has something that brings me back to it. But no, instead of embracing this idea, a bunch like, fuck it, we're just going to, because it takes up too much space, it's just so, it's the exact opposite of it's like backwards logic. It's like the exact it's like what the whole entire should be here when instead of being here now. So fucking confusing. And also again with the whole entire should be here now, the way they're saying, oh well, we'll make pinnacle weapons that are OP as shit, only to nerf them only to nerf them next season. Why would anyone want that? Why would you ever want that experience? Why would you ever want something? Why would you ever want to get something strong and then know it's gonna be nerfed next, in the next 3 months? Why would you ever do like imagine it's like of Luna's Howl. At least of Luna's Howl, it had like a long ass time until it got nerfed like a couple months ago, but it's been in the limelight for a long ass time. It's one thing to argue, yes, like, oh, of course Recluse maybe get nerfed. Recluse will probably get nerfed eventually, like Luna's did, but at least it's eventually, and that eventually might be a year, it might be a couple months, but it's not gonna happen within soon. It's not gonna be soon. Like, I wouldn't have, imagine if they nerfed Izanagi's next. Like, I wouldn't, because Izanagi's takes so much time, and it has 2 RNG things you have to get past, like the whole entire Black Armory bounty, and if you get the bounty that needs all the armor and all the weapons, and that's going to take a while. And the fact that you have to do Shattered Throne 2, which only appears once every 3 weeks. So, imagine going through all that work for Izanagi's. Let's say Izanagi's is the Season of the Undying's pinnacle weapon, right? And I know it's not, but you can point. And imagine that gun can one-shot anything, right? It's overpowered as shit. It can one-shot raid, it can 2-tap raid bosses or 4-tap raid bosses, one-shot knife ball bosses, broken as shit, right? And why? And Bungie's like, hey, we know it's broken, it's gonna get nerfed next. How many people do you think would go through the Izanagi's quest line and use it just for it to be nerfed in the next 3 months. Not most people. Maybe people want to like get it out of the way and like experience it. But I'm telling you, most people would not want to go through that just for it to be nerfed. I think that's such a dumb mentality. Oh, we'll let something be broken now, only to nerf it like next season. So you can have fun now, so you can have the nostalgia of it being overpowered, and then you can look at it now and be like, man, this gun's shit. It's in the shadow of its former self. This gun sucks ass, like Whisper. So it's just it doesn't make any sense. But that's it for the rant. I'm trying not to be negative, but it's so hard not to. The fact that none of the vendors are being updated, but sorry, according to the forums, don't you know, guys? All the armors can be Armor 2.0, so that completely justifies all the weapons being the same, especially the planetary weapons being the same for the next 3 years or for the next. Okay, sorry, let me start over. Vendors are not getting updated. The only update is that all the armor that they will drop is Armor 2.0. So hey, that 999 stack of Crucible or Vanguard tokens you've been hoarding actually might come into play for once, right? Wow, that's such a that's what I'm saying. Like I remember back in D1, every update, every DLC vendor refresh. It's been an entire year. We still have Wishbringer. We still have whatever. The only thing that gets added are pinnacle weapons, and that's it. None of the armor gets updated. None of the weapons get updated. Factions are fucking useless. When was the last time I had a faction rally? Like a year ago? 2 years ago? What the fuck happened to that? It's ridiculous how much shit has been left to die in this game. But no, we'll update Eververse every season. We'll make a battle pass. Making content's hard. Again, I'm not trying to. It's so hard. I know I sound so fucking negative, but it's so hard not to be fucking negative. And again, I'm not the type of person who I'm like, oh, I'm an elitist. I'm gonna fucking, oh, this game's too easy, so I'm glad they're nerfing this, and this. Again, I'm the type of person who, yeah, I know if something's I don't like using things that are overpowered. Challenges should be like self-inflicted. Like if you want to challenge yourself, it should be upon you to do it. Like, yeah, of course, if you want a one-phase Galron, get your Anarchy, Mountaintops, and Recluses with your Wells and Luna factions, fine. But hey, it's like in Destiny 1. You get to a certain point where like, fuck it, I don't even care anymore. Why not just have fun with it? Which, well, that's me just every time, but you get to a certain point where like, okay, why don't we just use Thorn? Why don't we use Lumina? Why don't we use Izanagi's? Why don't we use Last Word? Why don't we use X, Y, and Z? You don't have to, like in the Nightfall, I don't have to use the most overpowered bullshit to get 100k. It doesn't matter, because but again, and this is in Bungie's defense, I understand, for every person like me, there's like 10 people who just, they want to enjoy their game, they want to be overpowered as shit, which is completely fine, so of course they're going to use that, and they have to balance around that, which is fair enough, but I'm just saying, just overall, their design philosophy is not good. Their mission statement is not good. When it comes to balance, I will give them a pass, because again, this game is very hard to balance, because for some reason they refuse to balance PvP and PvE separately when it comes to certain things, like the whole entire Super Armor nerf will affect PvE. Orb nerf will also affect Crucible, which is good, but it affects PvE. But it's just, the way this game is going, it doesn't look good. Shadowkeep, Rise of Iron Saw's expansion, 2 of the strikes are strikes we've already had with Fogoth, and Omnigul. There might be a new one. Garden of Salvation, only thing I like about that, the only reason why I might even buy Season of Undying is because I'm a Vex fanboy and I love the Vex. But, Red Armor looking like which is basically Eververse reskins, this is why I'm so negative. They set up this situation, they set this situation for the past 5 years, saying the reason why this game was shit is Activision. It's not Bungie's fault. It's not our fault this game has been dog shit for the past 5 years. Not our fault. It is not our fault D2 launched like this. It is not our fault. Not our fault. But then, you look at all the changes they're making. You look at the Battle Pass. You look at the Eververse changes they're making. You can't fast travel to Forge, but the first thing you see when you go to the directory is the Eververse. You look at all this shit, and it just gets so annoying. It pisses me off. It just makes me angry. Because I knew it. I should have never posted that video. But I even though I was saying, oh, it looked like Activision. No, they fucking didn't. I knew from day one it was Bungie's fault. And it should be obvious that it is too. And it's just so annoying that they can just spit in the goodwill, spit in the face so many people who still want to hold on to this game. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't even know. I was going to say something else, but I can't. It just pisses me off. But I'll still fucking play, though. I'll still play, because for some reason, I'm so fucking mentally diluted. It's like, I still think there's hope, even though there probably fucking isn't. fucking content that won't be here next season. Shadowkeep, mostly reskins, mostly fucking a destination we've already been to. All this so they can hopefully make Destiny 3. And I know they're working on a mobile game too, surprise, surprise. But it's just, this game, this game's not in a good spot. And I don't think it will be at all. Unless something drastic happens. I now remember what I was going to say. It doesn't look good when you say that this company's has been shackling our game. We want this game, we made this game for you guys. This is our Destiny. And this company actually has been shackling us so hard. But now since we've broken free, it's our turn. We're going to show you what Destiny can be. It doesn't look good when you say that, and then you implement a battle pass. You make the game free to play. You keep updating Eververse, but you don't update vendors. You say in the director's cut that the season pass, which no one really liked, it's not a season options, was hard to make. So we're gonna do less now. Making content's hard. Shit like that. It does not look good when you say shit like that after saying, oh, it's Activision's fault. Because of course, if you haven't figured out by now, Activision is obviously the scapegoat. And I'm not trying to sound like on the forums, I'm not trying to be so overly negative, but it's so hard not to when you see all this shit on the wall. People, like, I'm sorry, like, we're not, maybe you're not an adult, but you understand what inferences are, right? Things that don't have to be painted out, spelled out in black and white. They don't have to be painted out in black and white for you to understand and read in between the lines, It's just, fucking, sorry, this is gonna be more of a relaxed video. Roll the punches, but it just pisses me off every time I think about the state of this game and just the people behind it and the shit that they say and the shit. Luke Smith of all fucking people. You still listen to this asshole, the one who said, "Oh yeah, you should rebuy House of Wolves and Dark Below if you want to get Taken King." That guy, right? Don't listen to that guy. And again, Bungie's done good. Mountaintop being reduced and you wouldn't go grind being. Again, I'm not saying Bungie can do no right, but the way they've been going. Holy shit, they've been doing so many bad calls, so many bad things. It's so fucking annoying. And I'm trying to be positive, but it's so hard not to. And with that, thanks for watching. If I'm coming over overly negative, I am, because I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to think about this game could be something. And it all comes crumbling down. Evangelion reference, that's a good song, by the way. I'm just gonna say, calling it right now, this year is going to be a content drawn of, like, it's gonna be very shitty. You're gonna be done with Shadowkeep within a week, or within a month, maybe 2 months. You're gonna be done with Season Undying within like a month, because again, seasons are less content than the actual big update, right? And then that content's gonna disappear, and probably they're gonna rotate it out with the new season or whatever. But again, that content that you can't go back to, like, imagine they took up the Menagerie, you can't go back to it now. And for those of you saying, oh, but in the director's cut, they said, hey, if we had it, like the way Luke Smith said, oh, the switch between Season of Black Army and whatever. Let me tell you this something right now. It is so much easier. It's so much easier. It is easier to say something. It's easier said than done, right? That's another commonly used phrase. Do you know how easy? Okay, hey guys, let's make a game where it caters to everyone. It caters to. It has the best PvP, best PvE, has all the raids, there's all these good story elements, there's all this good shit. I could say that, right? And you'd be like, oh yeah, that'd be a great game. But to implement it is a completely different thing. Yeah, Luke Smith saying, oh yeah, the Drifter season or whatever went this way, it'd been, and I was like, oh yeah, that would've been cool. Yeah, it would have been. So why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? Oh, was it because Activision stopped you? Really? Okay, well, okay. Well then, Season of the Dying's coming up, Shadowkeep's coming up. Again, Bungie, this is your last fucking chance. This is your last fucking chance. Because Forsaken, you showed us the good. You showed us the good. Dreaming City's still a great place. Last fucking chance, Bungie. Last fucking chance. No longer have Activision funding you. No longer have Activision shackling you. So, and if this is what you can do, if this is what you're putting out, fucking disappointed, man. But for real though, thank you for watching, and sorry this got negative real fast. It turned into a rant more than a thing. When it comes to the nerfs, fucking, I hope the weapon buffs get better, because again, please buff exotic armor. Who the fuck uses Vesper Radius? Who uses some of these dog shit exotic armor pieces? Like, come on Bungie, just do something please do something that makes the nerfs feel less hurtful. You know, I can deal with not having reload forever. I can deal with doing less damage. I just need it so the game can be fun and interesting. That's all I want. That's all I fucking want. I think that's what most people want too. They just want a reason to play this game. So yeah, for the 18th time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.